Welcome back, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for more Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney investigations. Let's go. Forgot what it was called for a moment. Seivu Gameu. Got my hair in my mouth. It's saving, and it's done. All right, here we go. Everyone's here. Sleepy Girl's here. Oh, it's infectious. All right. March 12, 3:35 p.m. Flight I-390, lower deck, cargo hold. Miss Meal? Miss Meal! Huh? You recall what you said earlier? But when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Fengsha? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at the time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zhengfa. Huh? Miss Chamomile. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time? Ooh. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well, Miss Meal. If you please tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Jesus Christ. Miss Meal alibi. Miss Meal's alibi. Yeah? From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah? And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self? How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up! Huh? She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Hello. Miss Meal's alibi. We're gonna press the yes, okay. Miss Meal, wake up! I'm awake. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight attendant assistant. Why ask me to wake her when you finally put that whip to an appropriate use? When you can finally. Right? Whip that, hello. If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge. Between the hours of 3 and 4. Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda? Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time? Eating, and then having a most delicious dream? You mean you were neglecting your duties? No way. Sleeping's part of our job too, you know? Alright. Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up! Huh? I'm awake. Oh, sure. Bam! Here it comes. What did you whip me for, sir? Oh, what did I miss? Oh, whips wake her up. Okay. A poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead. Really? Sorry about that. You can make amends by continuing with your testimony. The presses have not really done much. So you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah? No one else even popped their head in to say hi? Oh, well I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time, from 5 to 6. Now to find out why that's true. Yeah, there it is. She had to bring it over. This is it. Present. I wonder if he'd be I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. Huh? A receipt? For what? It's for the suitcase Miss Toneto bought. Now if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m., Miss Toneto. Yes? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now. I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Toneto, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Meal there at the time? No. So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Oh my god. Miss Chamomile! Huh? The bathroom? I'll be the one to ask the questions here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know. You take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth? Cross my heart? I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Alright. Now, reason for decision, now she's gonna hang herself on accident. God damn. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I know I'm one of the crew. But you'd think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda? She's the one in charge of the elevator card in the shop, you know? If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. She really has a pin on her. Please leave Miss Toneto out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda? Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Never mind. You want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kinda I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. Oh! Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Alright. Reason for suspicion. Look, I know. Alright, all this. Look out. No, it's not the only reason I have this for suspecting you. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks are also turned out to be a bunch of lies. But say I wasn't an attendant? You wouldn't suspect me then, would you? Yes, I suppose that's true enough. Okay. She is already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten? Oh? Yeah, guess I just forgot. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too. I thought we were bros. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you would think that. I mean me, a killer. Miss Meal, what did you mean by just now by no one else could have done it? And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal? I take care of the attendance room. That doesn't count. But I spend so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages. So she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Burgonian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so I'm really good at Burgonian? She's fluent in Burgonian. And I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Burgonian. Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Burgonian. Very interesting. If you ask me, then actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes. Huh? But why? While Miss Tenero is busy with the passengers and all of her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime. What is she doing here? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist in the line of conjectural questioning. I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer. But I do not honestly believe Miss Meal does any actual work aboard this flight. Oh, that's not true, Mr. Edgeworth? Although, well... that's a new line. I'm in charge of a attendant's room and some Burgonian stuff. There it is. So what exactly do you do as the one in charge of some Burgonian stuff? I do stuff like translate things from and into Burgonian. Cammy's the only member of the crew who understands Burgonian, Mr. Edgeworth. In case I didn't tell you that a minute ago. Miss Meal, I take it that it is your job to process all the Burgonian paperwork. Yeah? See, I totally pull my weight around here? So it would appear. Perhaps I should ask her for a few more details about her work and... Miss Meal, it's very unladylike to push suspicion onto someone else. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying that Miss Rhoda is very sus. There you go, pushing everything onto her again. I don't get what you're saying. It must be a really abstract concept, huh? The only thing abstract here is this landscape inside her head. Okay. Okay. So, okay, I had to double check I was recording. Okay, let's see. No, don't press. We pressed. Sometimes you have to double press, which is kind of annoying. There's sometimes you have to press the same thing again, like, what? What can we use against her here when it comes to Burgonian? Present? Burgonian document. So you are the only one in this flight crew that speaks Burgonian. Is that correct? Yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Burgonia for a while. If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose. To lead anyone who reads it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Burgonian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the leaf red could not have occurred. Back to sleeping. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. Okay, that's different. She's blowing bubbles for some reason. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling? No, far from that. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation after all. Why is she blowing bubbles? All I have is my signature on a piece of paper. Really? All you did was sign it? I neglected to check the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly? So sorry about that. Why is she blowing bubbles? It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight. Suppose? And this is just a supposition? Even if I was involved in the smuggling? You can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that? Objection! If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda isn't the smuggling member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. Whoa, she blows bubbles at him. So perhaps there is some element of a setup at play in this case. What are you talking about? Oh, she's mad now! Why she's blowing bubbles though? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you, I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenetto who was under the microscope. It seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up? Or that she isn't? Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicion. This proves that the killer was out to frame Mr. Netto from the very beginning. I don't know what that is. Looking. I think it's a suitcase. That's her suitcase. The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? Whoa! Oh, that used to be a cigarette, didn't it? That used to be a cigarette! Is this censorship? I need someone to look up if that's censorship. That used to be a cigarette. That's my only guess. That used to be a cig. Jinx, I need you to look that up. The only way all of these actions make sense is that the killer had wanted to frame Mr. Netto for the murder. Mr. Netto buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. Oh, okay, yeah. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me so I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? I think the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstance indicated the need for the killer to frame someone? Where the murder took place, I figure. The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Tenetto or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's moments is not Miss Tenetto or myself, but you, Miss Chamomile. Only you and you alone could be the killer. And? Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence? Balls, she's right. I can see outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. Oh, is this Edgeworth's theme? Alright, here we go. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture, the phone. I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not. But that's because it went missing and still is. Missing? What do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle that is this case, there's one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francesca? You were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me. That's right. But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with him? Precisely. I suspect if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. Haha, come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well? We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francesca, I'd like to ask you for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Here we go. Agent Hicks's phone! It's ringing from somewhere, sir! I hear it, Detective. Now where's it coming from? Sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. You better hurry to the flight attendant's room, sir. Oh, it's gonna be in Tenero's locker, obviously. It's gonna be in Miss Tenero's locker. It's not gonna be in her locker. March 12, 4:12 p.m. Alright. Dang, they've just been going all the time. The ring is coming from somewhere in this room, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. The ring comes from here, sir. What? No, it can't be. Yup, it's Tenero's. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tenero's. What? Yep. Some water in me a second. I was surprised in any way it was in her locker, for God's sakes. March 12, 4:28 p.m., Flight Deck I-390, Lower Deck Cargo Hold. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where'd you find the phone? I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker. What? But... Oh, the Tenero! I don't know anything about that phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away. Not yet. Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, he conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time. Objection! This is related to the keycard, alright? In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. Woo! The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the only part we cannot ignore. Balls! What should I do? Francesca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? Must have something very incriminating on it, or in it. Hold it! She's like, seriously! What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will put us to the killer. Point us. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Alright. Beep 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 boop. It's cracked for one. The LCD is broken. Not a screen, you can't even place a code with this. camera. Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of smuggling? Francesca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos as well. You think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir. SIM card. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that. May I go back to sleep now? Objection! The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What? What do you mean by that, Francesca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. Is SIM card the right word? I'm thinking of memory card. SD card! The SD card. There might be an SD card in there. It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. The phone still rang when I had called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. Time to run! Francesca, your phone if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Oh god, dick pics everywhere. I like displaying it now. Okay, how does this help us? This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey, the red olive's nowhere to be in this pic, sir. But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right? Ouch, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks' killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? There's something else. Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? The fact that all the suitcases are here in this photo is odd. Agent Hicks was still alive at the time. What exactly is odd about suitcases that haven't been used for yet being here there? Yes, well, I was only pointing out things that are different between now and then. Your off-topic ramblings have put this attendant to sleep again, Miles Edgeworth. Yeah. Ugh. I'll give Sleepyhead here a rude awakening, a deafening objection, and a contradiction. I thought that would help, but nope. Okay. Yeah, what's all this? What's all this? Oh my god! What's this? Oh, there are cargo ships from Begonia to Zhengfa. But the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhengfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Begonian. It says, blah! It is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be? Is this what the killer... What? What is that scary face for? Miss Meal? Yes? It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer was. Huh? Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth? The Begonian cargo in this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. The sheets. Oh, what the sheet? And what is that supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of a cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilled. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I've finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zhengfa had cloth written on it. In Burgonian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right, the killer was someone who could read and understand Burgonian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Camille. She's saying, hold it. Huh? That's pretty flimsy? The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use? When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Burgonian? Sorry, but I can't agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Burgonian, well then... logically, the killer would have opened this box first. Bed sheets. Oh, snap. Hey, it says bed sheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely. And bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't it, you say? Hold it again. So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Burgonian cloth. You have an explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they're afraid to leave signs of that the box with the sheets had been opened. However, the Burgonian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color. Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhengfa? That's right. That is why the Burgonian cloth was used. And the only Burgonian reader on board this who can make such a calculated decision is you, Camille, you and you alone. What the balls? It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zhengfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within these boxes. So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zhengfa? No! Oh! No! I ran out of O's. This ain't SpaghettiOs. He was Interpol? I couldn't stop it? I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. Push! Fuck! March 12, 5:26 p.m. Flight I-390, first floor lounge. We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about it? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. Pretty sure... we hope it's mouthwash and not actually, a suicide cap. Oh crap, what if it's that? She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth, I just wanted to say how much of it I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. That's... I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at iFly Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind and never fly again. I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue, no matter where you go. We must never speak of this. Ever. I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir, but boy was it fun. Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francesca? Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective? Can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. March 12, 5:47 p.m. Hope Springs Eternal Airport. Francesca. I thought I told you when I first landed I had no time for idle chit-chat. I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for such family reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? You are Francesca Von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing pirate, living her life on the name and fame of her invincible father built. True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible, considering. What are you talking about? The group I'm on the chair of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there's another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent? He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest success of arrest rate. Who knows? You may even run into him one day. Oh my god, yeah, of course. I was simply caught up in this case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full. What does that mean? And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all of your help and cooperation. It was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm going to celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. Just how much did you cut his salary by, Francesca? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Case closed. Thus I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francesca Von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this wall? They would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking? Ah, finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Ah, have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? Mr. Amano? Ernest Amano, correct? Ernest Amano? Amano or something? Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son. He's been kidnapped. Ah! Oh no! Have we met Ernest Amano? Because I don't remember Ernest Amano at the moment. Doing the full thing so we get the full picture of Francesca. Kidnap turnabout. Save. I assume there's 5 cases, so there's 5 people right here. It's gonna be a new character there. So there, yep, Francesca. Of all the places to cut off. Alright. I sound bad saying that. So what it's taking into account is that's where, of course, the hinge... I have a 3DS right here. So right here, of course, you have the 3DS, which is really bright, but right there, my finger is probably the part that's getting cut off. So that is interesting for them to take into account. Interesting indeed. You couldn't see on the screen, but it's Box Boy on the screen of my 3DS. Alright, so next time will be a Guy. So we got Sabretooth, apparently. Or Wolverine. Maybe it's young Wolverine, I don't know. But that right there is the game for now. I have fun, hope you're watching. That's what's up, Bowser. Having fun, thanks for coming by, and I'll see you next time.